Hi there, welcome to this video. I'm going to show you how to create a basic sign up / login page on Bubble. Pretty much use this in every single Bubble application. So let's get straight into it. Let me make myself smaller, put myself down in the corner. That should do. So here we can see we've got a brand new Bubble project. I'm not going to focus too much on the design on this video. Just going to focus upon how you actually do it and get it to work. So first thing we're going to do is create a new page, and we're going to call it sign up, and we're going to create. So here we are on our new page. I'm going to add a little bit of styling just so we can see what we're doing, but as I said, nothing major. Add a little bit of color to the background. We are going to make this page a column, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add a group to this page. To this group, I'm going to call this page content. And to this group, we're going to make a couple of changes. Minimum width, we're going to keep, actually we're going to change to 200 just in case small phones use it. Maximum width, we're going to keep about 500. We don't need a lot of width from this. It looks a little bit better, I find, when it's a bit not as wide, narrower. That's the word I was looking for. Put it in the middle. We're going to add some margins, so 50 on the top, and let's say 20 and 20 on the left and right. And the padding, let's go with 30 all around, just so it's got some space inside. Then we are going to add some roundness to the corners, add a flat color to the background, which is going to be white. And there we can see we've got like this white rectangle on like a gray page. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add a group inside of this. So we're going to have the form for the sign up and the form for the login are going to be both here, and they're going to display only one at a time and only depending upon which one we want to show. But first of all, we're going to create the sign up group, and then we'll copy and paste that and change it slightly for the login. So this group here I've just created, I'm going to call it the sign up group. Okay. And I'm just going to add in some text at the top of that, just adding a prompt saying sign up below. And I'm going to add some styling to this just to make it look a little bit better. There we go, put that in the middle. Okay, very, very nice. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add a label, and we're going to put it into this sign up group. Make sure that it is in the sign up group and it's not in the page content. It's very easy to do. And we're going to add some labels so we know what data we're trying to collect. What data we are trying to collect is we want a first name, a last name, an email address, password, and password confirmation. That way, so if they create a typo in their password, then we're going to confirm it with another password. So they make sure they know their password. Essentially, I'm sure you've seen on other websites. So this first one is going to be first name. There we go, and they're going to add a bit of spacing. There we go, bit 15 above that, and then let's find an input. Put that in there, and this is going to be the input for the first name. We're going to make the layout of that as wide as the box, as wide as it can be, and then we're going to copy and paste these. So, in fact, here we go. I've made this mistake I was talking about a second ago. The input isn't actually in the sign up group; it's in the page content. So we want to drag and drop that into the sign up group. There we go. Okay, so now what I want to do is copy and paste these and rename it. So instead of first name, we're going to put in last name, and we're going to copy and paste that. Okay, and then we want to do the same, but we want to have email address, and we will copy and paste. I'm just using Command C and Command V for copy and paste here. Doing the same again, and let's have password. And then one last time, let's have password confirmation. Okay, we're going to need an input. Okay, good. So let me do the naming. That's what's going to be best next. So we need to give these inputs names. At the moment, they're input A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E, yes. Rename them so it's going to be much easier later on. So I'm going to call this one first name input sign up. I'm going to copy and paste that just to make it a little bit quicker. So this one's going to be the same, but last name. This one is going to be the email input sign up. This one's going to be password. Oops. Password input sign up. And this last one is going to be password conf, short for confirmation, input sign up. Okay, very good. We'll see shortly why that's important to do. Then we're going to add a button. So we're going to add that to the bottom. This is going to be our sign up button. Let's make that full width and let's add a nice amount of spacing to the top of that. And then the last thing we're going to add to this group is a text text element to go at the bottom. There we go. Add some spacing. And we are going to call this, or in fact, we're going to enter in the text of already have an account, question mark, log in. So that's basically going to be used if they already have an account, obviously, and they click that button and it switches over to the login form. And we're going to make that bold, make that underlined, and there we go. So we've now got the sign up form. What we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste that to add the login form. So, in fact, one thing I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to make a few changes to these inputs here. So none of these inputs should be empty. If someone has not filled in all of the inputs, we don't want them to be able to create an account. So we want to select this should not be empty, this should not be empty, this should not be empty, and the same for this one, and the same for that one. And then for the passwords, we want to change the content format, not to text, but password. This will mean that when they enter the password, it doesn't just appear as normal text. It has, has those circles appear as happens when you enter your password on any usual website. And then for the email address, we want to change that from text in the content format over to email. That's just going to make sure that we are having an email in there and not just some random text. Cool. Okay, so now what we can do is we can copy and paste this and paste that onto the page content so it'll appear below. And we're just going to change a few things. So first of all, let's change the name of the group to login group. Then we're going to change this to login. We don't need the first name because that will already be on the system. So let's get rid of that. Last name, don't need that either. We do need the email address. We do need the password. We do not need the confirmation of password. Let's change this button from sign up to log in. And this bit at the bottom, we're going to call not already have an account, but don't have an account, sign up. There we go. Got that typed out in the end. So now let's load this page up. And there we can see both of those sections there. But obviously we don't want them to both appear at the same time. We only want one to appear. And then we want this button at the bottom to be able to switch between them. So that's what we're going to do now. So on page content, we're going to click on that, come over here to the I at the top, and click on new custom state because we want to create a new custom state. We're going to create this custom state called sign up shown. And we're going to make this yes or no. Now what this is it's essentially a variable which is saying should the sign up section be shown or should it not be shown? And if it's not shown, what we'll do is show the login instead. So when it's yes, we'll show the sign up, and when it's no, we'll show the login. So let's create that. And by default, it should be yes, because by default, we want people to sign up. So that's created. Now what we can do is add conditional formatting to these two groups on the left-hand side to basically say, when should it appear? So on the sign up one, let's go to conditional, add a condition, and we're going to say when the page content sign up is yes, then we do want it to be visible. This whole group be visible. But, and let's copy and paste that, just copy and pasted that, and now we're going to change that to no. So when it is no, we do not want it to be visible. Okay, so when it's yes, show it. When it's not yes, when it's no, make it invisible. Then the last thing we need to do is click this box here saying collapse when hidden. All right, and then we need to copy and paste those over to the login. You could just copy it out manually, but I'm a little bit lazy, so I'm just going to copy and paste it. And then because we want the opposite to happen with the login group, let's invert those. So just change which way around they are selected. So if we give that a load now or a preview now, what we should see is yes. So we see this section here. Why is it extra space? It's because what we've forgotten to do is on this login group, we did not go to layout and click on that checkbox there. So we preview that. We should now see that that disappeared. So now what we're going to get to work is when we click this button here, this is now going to change it essentially. So let's turn any text into a button on Bubble by just going to Appearance and going Add Workflow. So we're adding a workflow and we want to set the state of an element, and the element we're going to choose is the page content because that has the sign up shown on it, and we want the value to be no. So this is if they click on the login button, we want the sign up shown to be no. So that's fine, and let's copy that. And we're going to do exactly the same with the other button, or the other text, which we're going to kind of turn into a button by clicking Add Workflow. There we go, paste, and we're just going to change that to yes. So if we preview that now, we should see, but when we press already have an account, that changes. There we go, very nice. So all we've got to do now is get the actual login and sign up to work. So before we play around with more flows on the back end, is we're going to have to go into the data side of things and add first name and last name. So this is our user. If we want to keep a track of the first name and the last name of the user, we're going to have to put those in as properties. So let's go first name, make that text, and then we want to go last name and make that text. Okay, so now we can go back over to the design and get these buttons wired up. So we're going to click on Add Workflow to the Sign Up button, and we're going to go Sign Up the user. We are going to click on Add All Fields at the bottom, and now this is where we're going to see the naming conventions that we put in earlier, like the names for the fields come into use, because for the first name, all we have to do is go first name, and there we have it, first name input sign up, and we want the value of that. So there we go, and we're going to do the same for the last name. We've got that there at the top, get the value, there we go. Now for the email, if we go email, okay, yes, so we copied and pasted the sign up form to the login page, but we did not change the name of the field. So what we're going to need to do is go back over here, and we're going to change the name from sign up to login for these fields. So there we go. Login. Okay, so now when we go over to the back end and we search for email, we just get one sign up. So there we go. That's what we want. And we want the password for that as well. So we go password, and we want password input sign up. If you accidentally put login where it should be sign up, you're going to get some errors. So if you find an error anywhere, look out for that. If you have any errors on any of this, just leave a comment down below and I'll try to get to it when I can. And we want to have this selected here, the require a password confirmation. And what we're going to put in here is the password conf and select value. And remember the email, yes, send an email to confirm the email. No, we're not going to have that selected for now. Okay, so that's going to sign the user up. But just to confirm that they have signed up, what we want to do is send them to another page. I don't actually have another page in this application, but what we're going to do is send them to the index page. If I go over to the index page, I'm going to add just a very, very simple bit of text that says hello. And then what we want is the user, the current user's first name. So we just say hello, Matt, for me. And that's how we know it's working and it's putting through the right information. So let's go back over to sign up. I think there's one last thing I need to do. on the sign up. So this should only happen if the user is properly signed up. So if they click the sign up button, but for some reason they can't create an account, or they haven't properly inputted the right fields, we don't want this to go through. We only want this to go through if the person has signed up, and when someone signs up, it automatically logs them in. So what we're going to put in here is if the current user is logged in, just search for that, then it's going to go through. If they're not logged in, then it's not going to go through. Okay, so now we should be able to give it a test. This page, and I'm going to say Matt test, and let's say that my email address is matt@gmail.com, and my password is just going to be test. Really horrible password. It's probably going to shout at me. Chrome is probably going to tell me it's a horrible password. There we go. Thanks, Chrome. We can see it's created the account. It's taken me through, and it says hello Matt. So it's creating my user for me and holding my data in that user account, and we can actually see that on the back end. Go on to app data. That's empty at the moment, but if we give that page a reload, sometimes you have to reload it if it's not appearing straight away. If we give the page, we should see, there we go, matt@gmail.com, first name Matt, last name Test. There we go, and all my information. Perfect. So we've got the user signed up and coming through to this, this dashboard page, or the Hello Matt page, whatever you want to call it. Do it so they can log in. So what we want to do is go to the login button, click Add Workflow, and we want to say log the user in. And here what we want to put for the email is email input login. So again, don't confuse it for the sign up. We want the login, and the same thing for the password. Password input login. There we go. Say logged in, yes. Remember the email, yes. That's fine. And we want the same thing go to the other page as we had on the last one. So let's copy that, paste it in there. That's going to do exactly the same thing. Go to the index page if the current user is logged in. So if we click on preview now, what I'll show you in fact is if I try to create another account with the same email address, so I'm going to use the same matt@gmail.com with a password in there, click sign up, it's going to tell me you can't because that email is already being used. So already have an account, yep, log in, there we go. Yep, thanks very much, Google. Email address, that is matt@gmail.com. And my nice horrible password. Log in, and we should see it takes us to our page. Show Matt. So there we have it. There we have our login and sign up page built on Bubble. As you can see, it is very, very simple. We have got like no fancy animations. We haven't got like a password strength. We don't have much design. It doesn't look particularly amazing, but that's how you build the login sign up functionality within Bubble, which pretty much you're going to use in every single Bubble application that you make. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you can take this from here and make it look a little bit better. Put your logo on it if you want to, put links to other pages, and build your own application with this. If you have any questions, do leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to them. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.